So, Coach, how did you feel everything went the first padded in practice? Looked like you had some good energy out there.
Yeah, we did. You know, you're coming off the first day off, and then, you know, the way you want to do this now, I mean, it's like everything changes. You know, you're kind of re-ramping them back up into pad, so it's a shorter practice. But I thought the energy was great, highly competitive. Like always, there's things, you know, you got to work on, but that's what we're out here for. But that was encouraging. Those things were encouraging.
In terms of Henson, you said sooner than later.
Yeah, we're just going to see day to day. Mike, you know, going to state the obvious. When you're dealing with something that's recurring, you know, we get day to day. We'll just treat it and we'll see how the week goes. You know, a lot of times guys get other opinions, and we're just gonna be safe with it and see where it goes.
And to be clear, like with him specifically, because Bergeron has been the guy filling in and he's second round pick, you almost take it slower because it is camp, he has experience, and you don't necessarily mind getting that guy a little bit more work.
No, I mean, I understand the logic of your question, but I mean, look, we're gonna every guy on this roster a chance to go earn a job, and if you know, a guy that was a college free agent is the best player, he should start. You know, and you obviously invest in guys early because there's an expectation, but that's not fair to the team. I mean, their history is. I mean, I think of Malcolm Butler off the top of my head, right? He was a undrafted free agent, made the biggest play for the Patriots in the Super Bowl. You know, should they have not played Malcolm because he was undrafted free agent? I'm just saying, like, hypothetical questions. So that's not fair to the other team. I mean, I get the logic, right? You appreciate the fact that we can get Bergeron a lot of reps and we roll guys in there, but they're, you know, majority of them it's David and Grady, and that hopefully accelerates his growth. But you know, if our guys can go, you know, Matt's trying to win a job, but we got to be smart, and he's got to make the best decision, and we got to do what's right for the team.
With the one-on-one competitive reps there, how do those matchups come up? Do you come up with them? Do the players?
We take suggestions from everybody. You know, there was somebody out there suggesting that we may do some media stuff. You guys can sign a waiver, and I'm happy to facilitate that. You know, we'll get legal to do that if anybody's interested. Let me know. We'll put that down. So.
Oh yeah, Coach, the kick return situation. How's that? I mean, it's early.
Yeah, I know it is, but
getting a lot of guys getting some
absolutely
reps in there.
Yeah. So again, that's what, you know, we'll get a little more of a better evaluation. We'll go down to Miami hopefully, and then, you know, that's what we got to use the preseason for. And so, I mean, obviously on the kick return, we're pretty confident with CP, but you're always looking for depth, and you know, we'll see the strategy with the new rule. You know, how people are adapting to it. There's nothing that says you can't return them. So, you know, if that's the best strategy for us, and you know, we did a lot of self-studies, even on our own. You know, looking at kicks that could have been, that were sky kicks that, yeah, you possibly fair catch to get the ball at the 25. You know, what's your rate on return? Are you getting past the 25? Again, we're looking at not only ours around the league. Ours were actually pretty good. You know, so those are evaluation. You know, we'll take it week by week, but we need to return a kick. We're pretty confident in that group if that's what we decide to do. You know, the punt return battle that'll play out. You know, and hopefully we're getting a lot of looks at it during the preseason. It means we're playing pretty good defense too.
Will you put Godwin back there at some point?
You know, he's got a lot of experience. I'll replace. You know, he's got a unique background as a teams guy. You know, being a safety too. You know, coverage units as well. So we won't discredit. I mean, there's other guys. We may try some other guys at gunner to get that competition going. You may see Felipe out there at gunner. You may see some smaller guys that haven't done it. You know, like Zay's got some speed. You know, those are things you got to go out there and give everybody a shot to try to earn a job. I'm just giving you examples. You know, both ends of the spectrum. I'm not discriminating if somebody's tall or short. So just putting that out there. But those are things that, you know, you like to see and give guys a shot. Sometimes it's unconventional, it works, sometimes it doesn't, and you move on.
I know you're going to tell me there's always room for improvement, but...
Welcome to camp.
Thanks for scheduling while I was off, I appreciate that.
Yeah, well
I know you're going to tell me...
I'd known you would have had a bigger fine than what D-Leg got. So. All right, sorry, Zach.
Overall, how did rookies hold up this first day in pads?
Yeah, I thought, you know, Zach Harrison, I thought had a pretty solid start to the week, like any rookie. ups and downs, and then I thought he came back for a day off, and you felt him out there today. Those are encouraging, signs. It's a long journey for those guys. They're going to have ups and downs, how they handle failure. But so far, pretty pleased. I know everybody's optimistic, but those guys, you actually feel them, and I'm not just giving you cliches and coach speak. I mean, you guys watch the practice, so you guys have seen them at certain points too.
How does B. John look through the first few days? I mean, obviously, high hopes for him, and
Yeah.
what is he showing you that? And also, kind of in light of the whole renewed debate over running backs and
Yeah.
the value of, and you guys obviously maybe view that a little differently than some spots do.
Yeah, I mean, you go back to, how some people operate and, the way they have, their fixed charts, and which kind of makes sports go around, but there's no rule that says, you don't have your own internal value on people, and the impact they make on the game, and the way we use them, I think, is different than most. Just philosophically, with guys all over. Like, I just look at them as a skill group as a whole, not the RB1s and all that stuff. But Bijan, pretty damn pleased with Bijan so far. And but I'll just kind of give you that answer philosophically, just my own, but I'm not going to dive into anybody else's or the teams or anything else like that.
I think you guys are a big physical football team. It's your calling card. Did you feel like that came to life the way you wanted it to the first day of pads?
Yeah, I mean, on the lines of scrimmage, I mean, that's the thing when you come out here, you're ramping up, and as you build up, I mean, you felt it in the line of scrimmage, and certainly I get an even better picture when I go up there and watch the tape. But yeah, I think you could certainly feel that, and there's a smart way to practice too, because what you don't want is the false bravado and the cheap stuff. I mean, that doesn't help us, and sadly sometimes you see that happen. But when you got the right guys that are actually really tough, I mean, you don't feel in the line of scrimmage. Guys are smart, trying to take care of each other. You're not hitting somebody in the back on the sideline and all that BS. So that part was really encouraging.
Having Kyle in a padded practice in 11-on-11, is that a better sign for you too, in terms of maybe how close he might be to where
Yeah, Mike, that's all encouraging. There's so many things going on. Rep counts in certain guys. Just some guys are going to get a heavier rep count. Others, just the way it is, and their different points of career. They're whatever nicks and bruises come up, and that's what you're always kind of managing. With Kyle, obviously, our return to play plan, it's been on track. And we're going to get into the point where, we talk about preseason snaps and stuff like that. Who needs to play, why they need to play, and how many. That'll all come to light too in the next couple of weeks.
Coach, you talked about guys taking care of each other. How much do you watch that, and how important is it?
It's really important for us. We want to be a physical team, but we don't want to be a team with a bunch of fake tough guys either. So there's a right way to play this game, and I would never come up here with bravado either. I mean, we have respect. I mean, it's a tough league, but I would put our guys up against anybody and just watch the tape. I don't have to blow smoke. I mean, you really could watch our O-line and play at the end of the year. Watch those guys. Even I think it says a lot. Unfortunately, we weren't playing for the division that week 18, week 17. Those guys were freaking rolling off the ball. Now we got to go back and get in better shape and earn it and do it again. But that's what's so encouraging when you look at us foundationally. We want to be physical. We want to be the right kind of physical. We don't want to be a bunch of fake tough guys.
Anything else?
You mentioned Zach Harrison had a pretty
Yes.
impressive start to camp. What does he kind of show you so far?
Well, he's got, like a lot of guys that we've kind of invested in early. He's got a lot of room to develop. But certainly, he's not 25 years old, and did a COVID red shirt and another red shirt and like a 7th-year guy. Where, again, there's always outliers. But he's got so much growth potential, and then he's in a really good room and with a really good developmental coach, that there's not all this pressure, so we can build him up the right way. Now, if he's ready to roll week 1 and needs to start, he'll do that. But the signs are encouraging, just the fundamentals and techniques, down after down, makes a mistake, comes back and actually correct it. Those are the kind of things you just see that progress, because it's going to be up and down for him. But overall, that's what I've seen.
Well,
Coach, you guys have, CP's gotten a lot more reps at receiver throughout campus.
Or you think I'm going to give away our scheme?
Not saying anything like that. I'm just saying, have you guys maybe considered more of a full-time move back to receiver for him now with added depth at the running back position?
We can play anywhere. Like I've been on record. John Smith can carry the football for us. CP can. I mean, he's shown that in 21. So this is nothing that we haven't seen and we don't have proof of. You know, his role was a lot different in 21 than it was in 22. But again, we feel like we're a very unique team and we got good matchups and depending on who we're playing and guys have a lot of unique skill sets. But you know, you certainly feel CP out there. He's a unique football player, and I'm happy he's here, and I've loved coaching him.
Coach, we can see so many different ways that you can use Bijan. It's pretty apparent on the tape and everything, but the stuff that we don't see,
Yeah.
you know, in terms of learning the playbook, IQ, all his different
Right.
roles, you know, how would you evaluate him in the early going in that regard?
Yeah, I think he does it. Look, part of the pre-draft process too is you got to find out how guys learn. You know, there's old conventional wisdom in the way things were taught, and I've tried to change every year. And you have your own unique learning experience as a coach and as a teacher, and so that's a lot of the stuff pre-draft you really want to figure out because everybody's uniquely different. Everybody in here learns different, but I do believe in the slow, long method. You know, so you don't feel like you're cramming for exam every night. I think most of us in here. Maybe somebody would say they never have, but we know that feeling when you kind of cram and you kind of get in the exam room. You're like, oh, maybe I should have studied a little harder for that one. You don't feel rushed. Like, you know, he's got his process, and that's why the spring is so vitally important. I think Mike Petrie is a hell of a teacher. We certainly believe in the way we teach and our progression, and hasn't been many mental errors. There's some technique stuff that's going to happen as you get tired, and that's part of transition to the NFL. But from a mental standpoint, he's been pretty damn sharp.
Some guys are book guys that can do it off the
Mhm.
book. Some guys
Yeah.
pictures, it's mixed. It's a lot of different ways. What kind of is he a mixed guy or?
You know, D-Led, again, maybe I'm messed up, but I think everybody's a rep guy.
Okay.
What I mean by that is there's whether you're looking at it in the classroom, you know, everybody got, you know, you don't have to just get the old beta tape or in your day, what was it?
Yeah.
So everything, obviously, you can, whether your phone or your iPads, and, you know, these guys are used to that. They watch themselves on film. There's ways that we like to teach that I'm not going to talk about publicly. I don't think we're special. It's not something I want to do. Something that you need to keep private. But I just think there's nothing that replicates, that can replace, really, is probably a better way to put it, the act of doing. And that's in any profession. I imagine if I went and read your first beat reporter story, to what you were when you became Mr. Big Time with your Hall of Fame flex gear, probably different. In all seriousness, D-Led, would you not agree with that? The more you had to write, no, but it's true. Like your editors and the deadlines, you just get better at it. So that's, yeah. Obviously, some guys are. You know, I've been a guy. He blinks at once and he can just sit there like this, and then you don't think he's paying attention. He's got it. But, so there's different methods, but there's nothing replaces the act of doing it, in my opinion.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank y'all.
Good.